Gray is here.
I am.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Jeffy's here as well. As is Chris. And multiple others. I'm not going to go down the whole list, but several of us working really hard for you.
They know who they are.
On this day when we should have the day off.
That's right.
Because it's, of course,
it's a holiday. Oh, no.
Eclipse Day. Eclipse Day. For some reason, we're making the biggest deal out of an eclipse that I've ever seen, encountered, or experienced. Ever. Wow. You know, you cannot, I think we talked about this on Friday, but you see nothing.
I know.
Out of these things.
I know. These glasses are dark.
Wow.
These are the ones I use.
You're not supposed to wear them indoors.
These are the ones. No, and you should not look directly at the sun without them on.
Your iris is that a new thing? Don't look directly at the sun.
Completely blind during the eclipse, yeah.
When they come up with that?
I don't know. Because I guess we talked about it on Friday. I mean, millions of people in the past must have just wandered the earth blind after previous eclipses.
Probably more like tens of millions. There's a lot of stupid people. But these, your iris will dilate if you put these on indoors.
Oh, be careful.
And then you go outside and bam, you're immediately blind.
Oh, be careful.
Immediately.
I have these.
Don't do it.
I have these other Eclipse glasses that actually have North American Eclipse 4824 on them. The Eclipser glasses that we got. Some of these have been recalled.
Why?
So I don't know, but don't use them. I mean, they're
not
dead.
eclipsy enough.
Dead. If you put them on your face and you're using them and they were the recalled ones, you're dead.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
I looked at the numbers and these are 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2. But the ones that are 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, don't use them.
All right.
According to what I read.
Good safety tip. Thank you.
According to what I read.
Thank you. So you're sure these are safe and approved for outdoor use on the day of the eclipse?
I'm going to make sure the kids wear these and not me, but yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. So today's the day, and it looks like it's going to be cloudy here in Dallas, which is great.
It's awesome.
Isn't that wonderful?
I know.
Yeah. What was that weather report you set out, Chris? Partly cloudy with a chance of disappointment?
Disappointment, yes. Partially cloudy with the side of disappointment, yes.
Yeah. That would be really disappointing. My two brothers-in-law, Jackie's brothers, came down, and just for the eclipse.
For the event?
Yeah.
Are they part of the 1 million?
Yes. Yeah. They're part of the 1 million
here.
Extra
They're
people.
definitely here, man. They were here all weekend.
Yep.
Every place you went, extra traffic. It's going to be cloudy. Leave.
Yeah, well, it's still going to get dark.
I know.
That'll be cool. So that'll be cool.
And you'll be able to feel it, and the animals will be able to feel it.
Birds will start acting like it's night.
Yeah, we don't know what's I see those signs on the road. Arrive early.
Stay late.
Stay late. I mean, I don't want people driving in the dark.
Yeah, that never happens. Because when was the last time you ever drove in the dark?
I can't remember.
I've never.
Why, you would need something on the car that lights up the path in front of you in order for that to happen.
You would.
What would you call that?
Lights, like how about in the front you would call them headlights.
Oh, because they're
in the back, you would call them
butt lights?
Butt lights or ass lights.
Ass lights. How about like tail lights?
Tail lights. That's good.
That's good. There you go.
That's not as strong. It's not as nasty sounding. So tail lights. I like it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can get the auto industry to go along with us on that, but we'll see.
Difficult.
Yeah. They'll be like, what kind of newfangled idea is that? We're not doing it. We're not doing it.
It gets dark out. You stop driving immediately.
Right.
But isn't it dark for like 4 minutes?
Well,
here it's 4 minutes in the middle of the zone, but here I think it's only 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's places, but if that's the total, the totality of it. But I mean, it's going to be dark.
It'll start getting dark.
Darker.
I don't know, 20 minutes before or whatever.
Hours. In fact, it's dark
right now.
It's already
started. You're right. It is dark right now.
I know. I'm not a scientist. I just know that it's dark out now.
So it's a big day. And again, why is this such a big deal this time?
I don't know.
In 2017, it happened in North America, and I
watched it.
Yeah,
I watched it
I
with the
don't
very
think we were
glasses you put on. It worked fine.
We were
I
not
did
in
go
the
blind.
area of totality then, but it was still
No,
cool.
it was still cool to see.
And the one I saw in Utah wasn't totality. Last October?
October,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was October because it was and that wasn't total, but all you could see was the corona or whatever.
The outer ring.
Yeah, the outer ring. But so that was very cool.
And no one at your Tupperware convention went blind, right?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Nobody openly admitted it. They might have been embarrassed, Ah, crap. Looked at it, now I'm completely blind. Ah, dang it. Darn. So, happy Eclipse Day. The biggest day in the history of the world.
Have at it.
We've got a brand new bingo sheet that starts today. It'll be pinned to the top of Pat Unleashed on Twitter. But it starts like this. Oh, well, when you get a bingo, either across, down, diagonally, you be the first to call 888-900-3393, and you will win $30 worth of merchandise from PatGrayShop.com and a dozen Kexi cookies from Kexi.com. So it starts in the upper left-hand corner with "Where's the money?"
Where's the money?
Okay, a Biden thing, like, I don't have any money.
Yeah,
Really?
Well, that was his deal about the taking bribes, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where's the money?
Well, show me where the... And they're doing that now.
Yes, they are.
They've shown where the money is. Then, I'm not your trained monkey. This is Kabuki Theater. Jeffy says.
I got it.
The HAL 9000 computer.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Okay. Keith says Joe Biden sucks. Jeffy.
My man.
Fill in the blank. Not a joke.
Not a joke.
Not a joke. Not a joke. Ick. One of those squares. Then a certain je ne sais quoi, if you will. All you need there, though, is the je ne sais quoi. Joe is super Catholic.
I mean, that's clear.
Clear.
Bingo square or not, that's clear.
Super, super Catholic. It is ma'am.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
It is ma'am.
That has lived a long time, man.
Yeah, it has.
That's awesome.
Yes, it has. Have you met you? Have you met you? Then we've got old ass bum in there.
Old ass bum in there.
Mm-hmm. No, are you working for Potter now? You say. Then I will not abide, as in we do not abide fat shaming on this program. We won't tolerate it. We do not abide it. Okay? I'm embarrassed for you. And we got the deer in Kevlar.
How many deer out here are wearing Kevlar vest?
He has not done that in a while.
No, it's probably time for that.
He is, yeah, it
Probably
is.
time. But anytime gun control comes up,
Yeah.
you'll get that. Well, why in gosh's name? I'm not going to say the actual thing. Do you need 100 clips in a magazine bullet thing or whatever? I've said too much. Anyway, what are the deer wearing Kevlar?
I remember you told them you're down in the ravine. What are the deer wearing Kevlar? Oh, man.
Keith says the Mayans were right. Okay. Jeffy
Apologizes for Biden?
Yeah,
I
which
mean, I
happens
point out the
all
fact
the
that
time.
he's our president of the United States.
You do point that out from time to time.
I respect the office.
Joe, traveling with Xi.
I was once asked by Xi Jinping, and I traveled 17,000 miles with him in Tibet. I was out at the Tibetan Plateau.
Tibetan Plateau.
This guy, man.
Keith mentions his neighbor, Greg. Then, if you love it so much, why don't you marry it? Or them, whatever the case may be. All up in here, because I'm very hip, and sometimes we just throw that out for the kids.
So hip.
And then she's written, this is how a republic dies. It's actually liberty. So when you hear...
This is how liberty dies.
Right.
With thunderous applause.
Chilling scene from Star Wars.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I'm sure they meant it against, anything constitutional because it's George Stinkin' Lucas.
Yes.
But it fits for all things that are going on right
does.
now, actually. So there's your bingo card. Be paying attention and mark yours off, and you could win fabulous prizes all this week. 888-900-3393. Also, I guess just another little housekeeping item. The Final Four is down to the final two now. It's UConn versus Purdue.
Yeah,
both
the two number one seeds. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a collision course.
And I think UConn was the number one overall seed.
Yes.
And I think Purdue was number two, weren't they?
I
think so. But
if you say so.
Should be a
I just
good
know
game.
they're all number one
they
seeds,
both won the semifinals fairly easily.
Yes, they did.
Although UConn pulled away late, but they won by 14.
Still, it was...
Yeah. Still, they've dominated
Yes, they have.
this tournament.
Yes, they have.
They've been everything people thought they were going to be. They are who we thought they are. We would be then.
But the important
yes,
bracket,
the important bracket
is over. The women's basketball tournament, March Madness, is over. I don't know why you...
Because nobody cares.
Nobody cares. It's the most watched basketball game in history of the semifinal game. And we haven't got the numbers yet for yesterday's game, which I'm sure
Iowa
will
played
break
who?
that.
In the semifinals. Who did they play? Was it UConn? Who did Iowa play? Okay. So how much would they win by?
I don't recall the victory number.
Oh, okay. I thought as a devoted fan, you would know every
I don't recall
stat.
yesterday's game either because they lost.
Yeah,
Very disappointing.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. I mean, yes, it's... did I watch it?
Mm-hmm.
It's the national championship game.
Yeah. Well, you didn't watch
What are
the
you
national
talking
semifinal game, so...
Yeah, I did.
Did you? And
Yeah.
you don't know the score?
I don't remember the score.
How's that possible?
They won. Who cares? And
I care.
They lost. Who cares?
Let's see. Iowa beat UConn. Wow. That was a close game. 71-69. So
Yeah, it came down to the wire. Came right down to the wire. And they came out strong yesterday against South Carolina, who remains undefeated. By the way, they looked good. Iowa came out strong in that first quarter. Caitlin set another record. She scored 18 points in the first quarter, but then they couldn't pull it out. Yeah, you can whistle all you want, but most watched basketball game ever will be those numbers. So, congratulations to South Carolina. And Caitlin Clark heads into the pros.
Sorry, what?
Caitlin Clark
I missed it.
Caitlin World. You could. I don't know what your problem is.
World.
I don't know what your problem is with Caitlin, man.
I don't have a problem with Caitlin.
Well, you do, though. It feels like you do.
It
really feels like you do.
I do not have a problem with Caitlin. She's perfectly fine. I just, my problem is with women's basketball. I don't care about it. Although it's generated an infinitesimal amount of interest in me. This Caitlin Clark thing. The only reason to watch it is to see how many points she scored.
Right. I mean, everybody
or
wants
watch her shoot threes.
Everyone wants to see the logo 3 shots, man. That's just what she's there for. No question. It's fun. It's fun to watch.
Oh,
and she's brought a bunch of eyes to women's college basketball.
Has. If that really is, I mean, it's hard for me to believe the most watched basketball game of any kind.
That's correct.
You're talking men or women.
ESPN.
Most
more
viewed
basketball broadcast
than even
ever.
an NBA championship? Come on. That can't be.
Well, the disclaimer is ESPN's, right?
On ESPN.
Yeah.
Okay.
Disclaimer is ESPN's most watched basketball game ever.
All right. Well, that's something. Women's basketball came a long way this year. It really did, as far as interest is concerned.
Look, it's not the 7 million that watched the game before Iowa-UConn on Saturday night were waiting for the UConn-Iowa game. Right? I mean, they weren't. In the future, without Caitlin, there will be a few more eyes brought to women's basketball. But
will they stay there, though?
No way.
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
And we had our vice president comment about the women's basketball.
Did she? Because
over the weekend.
they love women so much?
She is.
Is that why?
She is.
They're
just,
so supportive of women.
Of course they are.
Have you noticed that?
I have.
Man, does this administration love women and protect them. Well, I mean, not all women. And not if you're in the way of their other special interest groups. Why, then you don't mean one iota to them.
Not a chance.
But if it's just women with women, they're all about it. And here she is talking about women and women's basketball.
Do you know, okay, a bit of a history lesson. Do you know that the women's teams were not allowed to have brackets until 2022?
What?
Think about that.
Wait,
and
what?
That talk about progress,
Pause it
better
for a
late
second.
than never. But
Wait a minute. What? What is she talking about? What do you mean they weren't allowed to have brackets?
She was, well, they...
Till 2022, they've had the bracketed tournament forever.
Yeah, but they...
What is she talking about?
I think they went back and looked, and they started doing the actual women's bracket for gambling purposes. And I don't even know that was... I think that was like 2020 or something. I don't think it was 2022. But they had brackets for the tournaments, but it wasn't. People didn't care about it.
Okay.
That's
okay, so she's saying, though, they weren't allowed to have them. It's just flat out false.
That's false.
What?
Correct. That is false.
You can't.
That is false.
I'm sorry, that's against the law to produce a bracket with women's teams. You'll be arrested.
You're not allowed.
My friend. That's punishable by 10 to 20 in prison, okay?
You're going down.
You're going down.
You're going down.
And that's a federal offense, so you're going to have to do 2/3 of that sentence before you're even eligible for parole. We don't want to see any women's brackets.
Right.
Ever.
And they made a big deal. I guess we don't have
Weird.
it. Weird. We don't have to finish her.
Yeah, I do want to. I want to
Okay.
see it
All right,
because this
go
is
ahead.
astounding. Start from the beginning, though.
Okay.
Let's hear the whole thing and let it just soak in.
All right.
okay, a bit of a history lesson. Do you know that the women's teams were not allowed to have brackets until 2022? Think about that.
No.
And that talk about progress, better late than never, but progress. And what that has done, because of course when
Somebody's
you
gotta
I
explain
had a
this to
bracket,
her.
it's
She
not
didn't get
broken
it.
completely, but I
She didn't
won't
know
talk
what she's
about my
talking
bracket.
about.
But you know what? Just how we
How we
love March Madness, and even just now allowing the women to have brackets
Allowing
and what
them
that
to
does to encourage
So
people
weird.
to talk more about the women's teams, to watch them. Now they're being covered. And this is the reality. People
This
used to
is
say,
reality.
Women's sports, who's interested?
So we'll
Well, if
check
you
back
can't
in
see
with
it,
you next
won't
year
be.
after Caitlin's gone.
But when you see it, you realize, oh.
Yeah, when you see it, you realize, oh.
Plus, that's what I thought. Okay, so
yeah,
she just used the wrong verbiage, Pat.
Oh, okay.
She just used the wrong.
Yeah, she knows nothing about what she's
she was
talking
referring
about.
to how the women's tournament only received March Madness branding.
So it wasn't
until
called
2022. Correct.
That's what she means by we weren't allowed to have
what
brackets.
she means is she has no idea what she's freaking talking
She
about. Is what
doesn't.
she means.
That's
what she means.
You're right.
Sorry,
you're right about
she
that.
has no idea what she's talking about.
It's just embarrassing. Don't start talking about things you don't know anything about and get it completely wrong. Bizarre.
It really is.
Wow. All right. Our nation and our culture have sunk deeper and deeper into an immoral quicksand. It's obvious that men, in particular, have lost their way. We're not the righteous, courageous leaders America needs now more than ever. We've lost our willingness to sacrifice for the betterment of mankind and in service to the kingdom. That realization inspired Jason Whitlock to create the Fearless Army and its annual roll call event, an all-day men's summit in Nashville, Tennessee. And they're going to invite believers to fellowship together across our superficial differences and adopt the mindset and strategies that will allow us to conquer the demonic forces tearing us apart. Jason is partnered with country music star John Rich for Roll Call 2.0, presented by Preborn. Saturday, June 1st in Nashville. Make sure you're there for great music, great food, and fellowship. And you'll be transformed by the biblically inspired messages delivered by Jason, by Glenn, North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, Pastor E.W. Jackson, and many more. As it says in Hebrews, godly men must come together and encourage each other toward love and good deeds. So go to fearlessarmyrollcall.com and reserve your spot right now. fearlessarmyrollcall.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
welcome. See that there's a great-grandmother that is being brought up on January 6th charges by the Justice Department. 71-year-old great-grandmother going to be thrown in jail because she walked around the Capitol building for 10 minutes. Didn't do anything, but she did parade and perhaps even milled a bit.
Oh, yeah. That's what got her.
Yeah, that gets you every time. She was convicted on 4 counts after just 3 days of jury deliberation. God,
that's just insane. It's just insane.
It continues to just absolutely baffle me. So she entered the Capitol on January 6th through an open door, 2:43. She was out of there by about 2:53. She exited at 2:53. 10 minutes later, she spoke briefly to a Capitol police officer. 2 FBI agents showed up over a year later, April 19th, 2021, to her home in Colorado. She told the agents that she was in the middle of baking a cake for her son, and they asked if they could return at a different time. The agents returned 1 week later for a consensual interview. After months of investigation, agents reportedly told her she should be grateful that
oh my gosh,
they would only charge her with 4 misdemeanor charges for entering
she
the
should
building.
Be grateful for that.
Yeah, and she said, grateful. I shouldn't be charged with anything.
Thank you.
Absolutely right. She was charged with entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly conduct, disruptive conduct in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly conduct in a Capitol, and parading, demonstrating, or picketing in a Capitol.
This is maddening that this is still happening. Maddening.
Sure is. Sure is.
I saw a clip.
She faces a year in prison and up to $200,000 in fines.
This has to stop.
Oh my gosh!
It has to stop.
Sure does.
And they put her in front of a jury, and they convicted her.
Yeah, isn't that incredible?
Is that right?
Yes.
A jury.
Yeah. After 3 days of deliberating, she's guilty. Yeah. Throw the book at her. Incredible.
Wow. And this was the jury that was seated in D.C. Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, that's great. Jury of her peers.
Yeah. Well, they've never paraded, so they can't really relate to an activity that heinous. How could somebody parade? How could they do it?
I saw a clip from Karl Rove last week. I think we never got to it, but he's furious at the January 6th protesters and telling them. And
really?
And it was just like
not at the prosecution,
correct,
of them, but the fact that they were there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's maddening.
It is
that people. That's what we're hearing.
I'm irritated as well that they got carried away. That there was a riot, and some people did things they shouldn't have done. Charge those people. If anybody got violent with police officers, find them, charge them. Leave everybody else alone.
We certainly know who they were.
Yeah, of course. They've got hours and hours, tens of thousands of hours
on the door
of video.
Of great grandma.
Yeah.
Then we
know.
Over
a year later.
Yes.
They got nothing better to do than track down people that paraded in the Capitol building. It's incredible. It really is incredible. What is Karl Rove's deal? He's just pissed that.
Yeah, I don't remember what they were yapping.
Does he think it was an insurrection?
Gosh darn it!
That's ridiculous.
I'll find it again.
Holy cow!
Because I think I sent it in last week. We just never got to it.
Agonizing.
Really agonizing.
I don't know why people still put him on the air, but
well, he's the architect, right?
No, the architect. That's why. That's why he's still around. Yes, he's the architect.
Yeah.
Yeah, the January 6th thing has to stop.
Okay, yeah, he was mad. Okay, because he was mad at Trump. So of course
we have it. There you go.
If they were smart, they'd take the January 6th and go hard at it. And they would say, he wants to pardon these people who attacked our Capitol.
And he should.
I worked in that building as a young man.
Did you?
To me, the Congress of the United States is one of the great examples of the strength of our democracy and a jewel of the Constitution. And what those people did when they violently attacked the Capitol in order to stop a constitutionally mandated meeting of the Congress to accept the results of the Electoral College is a stain on our history. And every one of those sons of who did that, we ought to find them, try them, and send them to jail.
Oh, man. And how? Yeah!
And one of the critical mistakes made in this campaign is that Donald Trump has now said, I'm going to pardon those people because they're hostages. No, they're not.
Yeah,
they're thugs.
Oh,
there were people, some of them had automatic weapons at a hotel in Virginia hoping to be able to be called up. We had people saying, where's Nancy Pelosi?
Wait, pause it for a second. Okay, now he's blaming people who weren't even there.
Correct.
For guns they didn't even have there. They were in Virginia.
Correct.
Waiting to be called up.
And those people have been tried and found guilty.
Come on.
That was
several of them.
Yeah.
One of them got 27 years.
It's unbelievable.
It's just, and you got this Republican playing into this hysteria. Oh, man. Oh, wow. That is agonizing. I know. And again, we shouldn't have to say this all the time. I'm not diminishing the fact that people were in the wrong who got violent. Okay, but that's the people's house. We have every right to be there and demonstrate peacefully, right? We had every right to be there peacefully. But they're acting as if they shouldn't. I mean, that's a restricted building. You can't go into it. No, it was restricted that day for. It was it COVID? I think somebody just explained this to it. Was it Steve Baker?
That's why it was restricted?
Yeah, because it's not it's our house. We can go into it.
But at the time.
That day.
That's like speeding through a construction zone.
Yeah.
And all of a construction zone. It's not 35 here. It's 20.
Unbelievable,
Not that I've ever been stopped in a construction zone.
No, me neither. I don't think there's a zone I haven't been stopped in.
Plus, I feel like every zone in Texas is a construction zone.
Sure does feel that way, yeah. Anyway, but this continues. This assault on democracy.
Yeah.
There was some a bunch of Jair Bolsonaro's followers in Brazil.
Yeah,
stormed some state building, and they're even babbling about that. Biden just said over the weekend that it was an assault on democracy. Have you ever, isn't absolutely everything now an assault on democracy?
Yes, it is.
Have you ever in your life heard them use that word more often? Well, especially as it applies to the United States. And, while the attack on the building in Brazil isn't about us, they make it about us because they're shoving this democracy thing down our throats.
We're poking our nose there. We're poking our nose in Israel. Which we will get to later, I'm sure. We're poking our nose in Ukraine and Russia. We're poking our nose in Taiwan and China. Stop it.
We're not going
We're
to.
poking our nose in Africa, in which Uganda is saying tough.
Yeah.
Take a hike.
Right.
Let us be. It's incredible. But again, it's an assault on democracy.
That's what it is. They're getting us used to that word.
Yes, they are.
They are pounding us with it. But here's what Biden wrote. I condemn the assault on democracy on the peaceful transfer of power in Brazil. Brazil's democratic institutions have our full support, and the will of the Brazilian people must not be undermined. Wow, that's... Wonder who wrote that for him.
That's powerful.
That's powerful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I'm inspired right now. Let's go out and create a democracy, shall we? That's how inspired I am. I'm going to start a democracy in this nation. And it'll be something that'll last about 15 minutes because that's how long all democracies last. All right, 888-933-93. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Much more. We haven't even gotten to some of the biggest issues of the day, which we will coming up momentarily. We got to share this former Hamas member who was talking to Palestinians on Dr. Phil's show. Awesome. We'll get into that. And a Fat Five with Jeffy coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, some tweets here concerning some of the things we've discussed so far on the show. Big Poppy tweets. Guess Keith was the first casualty of the solar eclipse, as he's not on the show today.
Yeah, he went to find a camping spot.
Mm-hmm.
He's out there for the eclipse.
Mm-hmm. But he was vaporized, which is weird because the eclipse hasn't even happened yet. It killed him dead.
What a shame.
Liberalism causes truth blindness tweets. I've read that half of the world's population will be vaporized during today's eclipse. Is that true? Yes. Sadly, it is. 4 billion people go away today. 4 billion. It's really, really sad. I mean, I don't know if I sound as sad as I probably should be, but it's just hard for me to get my head around losing that many people all in one day, and I hate that it's going to happen, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
The people in the path of totality, they are... I mean, you're not even going to have remnants of them left.
Right. You won't even see their ash.
It's going to be
just gone.
And Christian TikTok is saying today's a rapture. So...
A rapture? Really?
Yeah.
So that's when people just disappear?
That's when people just disappeared.
Are like on the movie, are their clothes folded neatly?
Yes.
Well,
it's the first thing you have to.
When they leave?
You have to get naked, fold it, and then you get raptured.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's what we were talking about last week, right? Where the eclipse was going to pass over all the Ninevehs.
Yes. Right.
And then the previous year, it passed over Noah. And then right in the center of it is a city.
There's a Rapture, Indiana. It's supposed to pass
Rapture,
over too.
Indiana.
Yeah.
So like the path of both eclipse center is Rapture, Indiana, and that's where the rapture will begin. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. I mean, look at the path. I mean, the Ark, Nineveh, and Rapture. We're doomed.
Mm-hmm.
We're doomed.
It said 7. There 7 Ninevehs were going to be in the path. That's not true. There's only 2.
Okay.
From what I read.
Oh, maybe if
research turned up
if
2
the
Ninevehs
if the path changed, but according to this story, we've got. I know that you said that, but this story may have actually been before the path change because they updated the path a little bit.
Oh,
but this says Nineveh, Nova Scotia, Nineveh, New York, Nineveh, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Texas. So
all right. So there you go.
Rapture, Indiana. You've been warned.
Mm-hmm. You've been warned. And I don't know which half of the world's population goes away, but you may be among the 4 billion that are just incinerated or vaporized today. Whatever happens to you. Good luck. And drive safely, won't you?
We do wish you the best.
We do. And we'll miss you. We will. Patriot Beagles 2 tweets, think of all the people driving around with the wrong sunglasses on today. Yeah, that'll be confusing for them. Not of this world. Tweets, Eclipse mania. Anything to distract our drooler in chief.
Boy. No kidding.
New numbers on procrastination tweets. You can put those cheap sunglasses on over your phone camera and get a good picture.
No, just point your camera.
No, you can't. It'll burn your camera, then it bleeds through your phone and burns your retina out.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Are you dumb?
And then through you, it burns ants that are anywhere near you on the ground.
In the same spot.
It incinerates them as well. That's why we're going to lose so many people today. Paco D. If everyone is staring at the eclipse, they won't notice the Antichrist ascending from the pit of hell. Right. It's a good distraction.
That is a good distraction.
Jason Johnson, I watched 0 minutes of basketball this year.
Oh, good for you.
Mm-hmm. And apparently that includes both men's and women's, I would think. Unburdened smallmouth bass Kurt, prayer for Jules, tweets, the conviction of the grandmother is the exercise of raw power. They have it, and nothing will be done about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's certainly been the case up to now.
That certainly has.
And it is very, very frustrating.
They don't seem to be lightening up on that.
But that's why we've got this Fat Five for you, just to get your mind off of it all. Presented by Jeffy.
Congratulations to the one person, place, or thing in Oregon who won the $1.33 billion jackpot.
Oh, it happened.
Congratulations. Boy,
Just
I'm
one
happy
person.
for you.
One person won $1.3 billion?
Yeah.
God, how great would that be?
$621 million cash payout.
Jeez.
I
Nice.
mean it. I'm happy for you.
623 million?
21.
621.
Yeah.
And then after taxes, probably more like
$2.
$400.
You get $2. There you go.
Yeah.
Get out of here. And after that, you look at the Powerball billboard and you're just like, so sad.
Where is that
it's
now?
20 million.
Oh,
get out of here. What are we even doing?
Please.
Cash
Stop
value 9.4.
Get out of here.
No way.
I know. You wouldn't even accept it.
No.
I know. It's ridiculous.
You tell them to stick that up the rectal cavity. That's what you do. You stick that up your
Those
rectal
on
cavity.
your ass lights. Okay. After more than we got to say goodbye to Pat Sajak. Okay, so he didn't die.
Oh,
but after 41 seasons on the Wheel of Fortune,
41.
He's done. He taped his final episode Friday. It's reported that the final episode will air June 7th. So 41 years, 41 seasons of Wheel of Fortune for Pat Sajak. I'm sure.
Impressive.
Very impressive, and he's done okay for himself.
Yeah, I'm sure he has.
Is she leaving too?
No,
The lady on
I
the
don't think
board?
so. No,
I think Vanna stays.
I think Vanna staying because she was having a big fight over. I mean, they were trying to work a deal where she would host, I think, and then they were trying to work a deal around that. So I'm not.
She turned out to be a little upset that she was making so much less, right?
Yeah, she was.
I think then, yeah. I don't know if they fixed that to her
I'm
satisfaction.
sure in today's world, they probably did.
Probably did.
I mean,
they probably did.
She was upset about that. They all get upset.
Vanna, you point to letters.
Right.
I was gonna say, didn't she just walk and hit a button?
Yeah.
No, she not anymore.
Not
she doesn't
anymore.
walk.
She used to have to flip them.
Yeah,
She
right.
used to
Oh, to
actually
flip
do
'em,
some
yeah.
physical activity and flip
She
them.
doesn't have to do that anymore.
No, now
It just lights up.
Then she had to touch them.
She has to touch
Now
him,
it's just
Yeah, she points. That's it.
That's a sweet
she does.
gig.
She
Tough
does have to
gig.
walk a little.
Tough
If
gig.
it's a long word, she has to take a couple steps and go.
And then point. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that takes some serious coordination.
It takes some, and you got to look nice doing it, which
Yeah.
she does.
She does.
But does she deserve the
$18 million?
Same as Pat's making?
Probably
no, I
not.
don't think
No,
so. I
probably
don't
not.
think so.
I think that goes beyond, men make more than women. No, it's not the same job. Okay?
It is
not the same gig.
same job. It is not.
But anyway, Sajak, do they have a replacement for him?
I don't know.
I don't either. Nobody's heard. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Somebody will tweet us on it.
The game's not going to go away. It's made too much money. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, Wheel of Fortune is not going to. I mean, I realize that Pat Sajak is the man, but we can find somebody else to spin that.
You
wheel.
would think so. Yeah.
Is it because he's retiring or is he sick?
He had enough.
No, he's
He had
retired.
enough. 41 seasons after listening to Vanna whine for 41 years about, I don't make as much as you, Wag. I don't make as much as you. All right, I'm out of here.
Took a while.
Yeah,
but
it did. Well,
it wore on him. Yeah.
He finally looked at the bank account and goes, I've had enough of her. Sad news as well. After more than 40 years in business, the 99 cents only stores, they're going to close all locations.
Over 300, right?
371 locations. Going to close the door.
Look at that.
And Mike Simonik, the company's interim chief executive officer, it was an extremely difficult decision. And it's not the outcome we expected or hoped to achieve. They have stores in
They
Texas.
didn't hope to completely go out of
They
business. That's
did
weird.
not.
That's
I
weird.
know.
A lot of business owners think, I hope we can go out of business in the next few months.
They didn't. No, he said. That's what he said.
No, they didn't.
That
They didn't hope for that?
No, they did not. It wasn't the outcome they expected or hoped to achieve. I mean,
That's amazing.
that's why he's the CEO.
So this goes counter to what they were trying to accomplish. Weird.
I know.
Huh. All right.
I know. 17,000 employees, though. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it is.
Looking for work. That's a real shame.
Where's the money?
Yeah, I mean, they got Texas, they got location, California, Arizona, Nevada.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's one not far.
Yeah,
from
we've
where we live.
got a few, one or two in our area.
Yeah, and there's Dollar Trees and stuff as well, and they're closing 1,000 stores too soon.
Well,
so.
what can you get for $1 now?
Well, they're not
and
a
make
dollar.
a profit.
Yeah,
on
they're
it.
not. They're not. That's the thing.
Yeah,
the Dollar
it's not
Tree is,
anymore.
the 99 cent only store was like, Remember, you go in there and go, how much is this?
Yeah, and they get
how much is
pissed
this? Yeah, because
it was a
everything is
radio
99
bid.
cents. Yes.
Let's call the dollar store and ask them how much different things
I
are.
walked around the store and said, "This, how much is this?" And they get pissed. And now it's like,
that's $17.30.
Right. Where's the 99 cents? That's shelf number 3 over there, and that's all there is. Okay. I know.
That's that gum right there that's used. The used gum is $1.
So the company they went into an agreement with this Hilco Global. That's the company to be, because they are liquidating all merchandise. So they are a liquidation company. In today's world, Hilco Global might be the moneymaker. No question. All right. So this is just a reminder now. In a previous auction, I was held a near mint plus 9.6 copy of Amazing Fantasy number 15, featuring the debut of Spider-Man, sold for $3.6 million in 2021. So that having been said, how much would you be willing to pay for a copy of Action Comics number 1, the comic book that introduced Superman to the world in 1938? It's he faced off against unjust imprisonment, spousal abuse, disarmament, and drunken driving, and that's the complete history of Superman. That's the first one. How much would you pay? How much you give me for that?
What was the original price? 5 cents or something?
Probably, yeah.
I'll give you double that.
Really?
I'll give you a whole dime.
That's after I told you the Spider-Man one sold for $3.6 million.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Superman is far superior to Spider-Man. Sorry to you Spider-Man people, but that's just a fact.
That is a fact. All right, I'll go 15 cents. I'll pay triple its original value.
Probably need to go up.
Higher than that?
Yeah, you probably need to go up a little bit.
Full quarter. I'll give you a quarter for it.
You're not getting it.
No?
You're not getting it. Sold to the guy in the back for $6 million.
$6 million? Yeah. Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Incredible.
All right.
I know.
So it's already been auctioned.
Yes.
It's done.
Yeah.
So, shoot.
I know.
I don't have a chance to bid on it.
You don't.
You don't. It. All right.
I
missed it.
Would you have gone up past the quarter?
Probably to like 2 quarters, 50 cents.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You must be
And that
loaded.
might have intimidated the person bidding against me. And I could have ended it right there.
I mean, Kexy Cookie is doing better than I thought if you're going 50 cents for that thing.
Full 50 cents.
Yeah. All right. I mean, help a brother out at Kexy.com. What's what we're saying. That needs a new comic book.
Yep.
Okay. Last week you mentioned you had seen a Lucid EV for the first time.
Yeah.
They obviously are, really, really. I see them all the time, and they're beautiful. And they're actually. I was looking at their availability of how much they travel, and the
410 miles supposedly on a charge.
Well, that's the junker.
Oh.
The junker gets about 406 miles. All right, but if you want to go into the Dream Edition, we'll get you at 520.
520 miles on a charge?
That's what they claim.
Wow.
The Dream Edition with
that's amazing.
With 19-inch wheels gets you 520 miles. The Dream Edition with 21-inch wheels gets you 481 miles.
How much? What's the price tag on those?
I can get you into the clunker for about 70, between 69 and 79,000.
Yeah,
depending on what you need, I can get you that. You want to get you don't want that.
You want to go all the way to the Dream Edition.
You don't want that junker.
No,
get you into that for about 170,000.
170? Oof.
No, thank you.
Well, that's a lot. That's a lot.
They're pretty.
Yeah, they're nice looking cars.
They're pretty.
Yeah.
They're pretty. This is coming at a time when the electric vehicle startup Fisker is about to go bankrupt because they were trying to work out a new deal with Nissan, and Nissan was like,
Tesla is hugely devalued over the last year.
And he's not doing, he's already canceled some of his new vehicles. They claim Ford is delaying production of all electric SUVs as they were going to focus on offering more hybrid options. American car makers, according to this, are losing $6,000 on every $50,000 electric vehicle they sell in the U.S. That's not good. And all of this is going. We have 9 states saying they're going to ban gas-powered car sales by 2035. That's wonderful. The Advanced Clean Cars 2 rules originated in California with the State Air Resources Board, and I bet you those are some nice people. The regulations in California look to phase out the sale of new gas vehicles beginning in 2026. scaling back over time until 2035. Washington, Oregon, New York, New Jersey, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Delaware, and Maryland implemented the same plan, selling zero gas-powered vehicles by 2035.
There's no way they can do that.
Good luck.
There's no way.
Good luck.
They're going to have to either renege or
It can't. It's not going to happen.
Change the bill somehow. They can't. It's impossible. You can't be all electric by 2035.
Plus, think of you're talking about the drag on the grid now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And nobody wants them. Are you going to mandate that people must buy electric vehicles?
Well, no. You can walk.
You can walk. Okay. So you can
walk.
either have an EV or nothing.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Or
you
you can
have choice.
And normally I would say, or you could just take a bus, but Biden has just issued some new EPA rules for tractor trailers and buses that are going to probably make them almost, well, they'll be on the road, obviously, but it'll be very difficult and too expensive for everyday use, which is just a nightmare. The Kansas City Chiefs, the National Football League Chiefs, have been playing in Kansas City since 1963. But now there's a chance the team could be on the move in the future after sales tax in Jackson County, Missouri was shot down by voters. The voters said, no, we don't want to help pay for some major renovations at Arrowhead, along with the new downtown stadium for the Kansas City Royals.
They shouldn't have to. Your team owner should do their own renovations.
He said they were going to pitch in like $300 million.
Oh, wow, that's generous.
What's your problem?
Wow. Well, good. Then do $300 million worth of renovations.
That's it. And they said the team president was like, well, everything's on the table, including leaving Kansas City. Yeah.
Jeez.
And they've got their deal is through 25-year lease that goes until 2031.
Where are you going to go?
Dallas, Texas. Dallas is saying we want them. We can have a new team.
Seems like there's a team
there
here
is
already.
And they're saying that we could house it. I don't think Jerry would let that happen. He's not going to give up DFW for the Cowboys to another team. But
no way.
It wouldn't surprise me to see Austin get it. Austin needs.
Or San Antonio maybe.
I think it's going to be Dallas, Houston, Austin. And Austin's the new boom.
Houston's already got a team, so come on.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Dallas,
then we're
Houston,
on the same page.
Austin. Yeah. Yeah, we are. Dallas is not going to stop.
And neither is Houston, though, is what I'm saying.
No, I didn't say Houston.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
I said Dallas, Houston already has teams.
Oh,
so
okay.
Austin is going to be Austin. I see Austin.
Calm down.
Not San Antonio.
All right. Okay. What about Lubbock? Lubbock have a team?
Lubbock does not. I don't know that they
El Paso?
They do not.
Okay, well then there's two more.
West Texas needs a team.
Two more possibilities. Midland? What about Midland, Texas?
That could happen.
Yeah, they all like football.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
All righty. Welcome to it. Happy Eclipse Day. 888-933-93. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me tell you about abortion. Such an important... Is there anything more important than stopping that genocide? It's been the greatest sin in our history as a country, and it happens every single day. It's still happening. And unfortunately, overturning Roe v. Wade was just the first step in a long list of steps toward eventually cleansing our country of that horrific stain on our conscience. The Ministry of Preborn empowers young expectant mothers in crisis to choose life. They do something really impactful. They show the mother the ultrasound. Now, for a while, that was state law in Texas, and that got overturned because it was so horrific to submit a woman to that. Oh, my gosh. How dare you have her look at an ultrasound?
Right?
It's incredible. I mean, just unbelievable. So when you show the woman, the expectant mother, the ultrasound, it makes an incredible impression on them. As we all know, anybody who's had an ultrasound of their baby,
yes,
you always bring that to work and look at my baby.
You're hanging it on the refrigerator.
Yes.
People come over, friends come over. You're showing it off. It's
you
part
wear
of the
people
deal.
out with it.
Yeah,
They're like, okay, I've seen your ultrasound. I got it. It's only $28 to show a woman an ultrasound and then double the chance that baby's going to be born alive. It's preborn. Help them out by dialing pound 250. Say the keyword baby, pound 250, keyword baby, or you can just go to preborn.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Some tweets here. Carrie M tweets, so ships losing power, planes tearing apart midair or catching fire, wireless carriers and social media companies experiencing disruptions. Anyone worried yet? Nah, it's another day at the office. That's all that is. Pat's ass light inspector. There already is one?
Already?
Wow, that was quick.
Man, the government, once they get their hooks in you.
Yeah, I know, right? I had on 2 pair of Eclipse glasses just for safety today, but they got in the way of my masks and sneeze shield. Yeah, it happens. You can't be too careful, though.
No, you cannot.
Chuck Shazam Bartowski. During the eclipse, green lasers will beam from the moon along the path of totality, literally splitting the nation in half. Oh, wow.
That's good.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Those
to see that
lasers are
happen.
not coming from the moon.
They're not?
From our foreign adversaries' satellites. But
No.
go on.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Joe's stabilizing clown shoes. Pat, nobody cares what Sajak is going to do after retirement. There's an eclipse happening. Sloth and gluttony awareness. Uh-oh. Rapture is now trending. Now you did it, Chris.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's now trending.
That's awesome.
You're welcome.
Frank Johnson's alter ego. Vanna can walk and point. Wow, she's a genius among liberals. From Carl Smith, are the people who rate the distance between charges of those electric cars the same ones who rate printer speeds?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
And gas mileage.
Yes, they are. You can
by
get,
the way.
And I'm sure that, I mean, obviously it's with the right elements at all times.
Yeah,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
sure.
Yeah.
It depends on how you drive it.
Yeah.
Like if you're going 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, you're going to run your battery out quicker. But if you drive it normally and it really does get over 500 miles per gallon, we're getting close to a time when I'd want that.
Well, it's not really a gallon, but 500 miles.
500
per
miles,
charge.
right, per charge. Yes, right.
And whatever, it's fine. Don't bog me down with facts.
500 miles per charge. And again, if you can charge it quickly.
Which
you
is the
can't have
issue.
both. You can't have both, Pat.
Yeah, I
you
need
can't
both.
have it
Well,
both.
I need
You
both.
can't have
But
the long
this is
range.
America. We need both.
I need both. And
Yeah.
if I can't have both, I'm not buying your stupid car.
Right.
Period. The end.
Right. I don't disagree with that.
No. I mean, when they do that, when you can charge it in 10 minutes and it's a full charge, great.
I was just going to ask
10
you.
minutes is even pushing it.
I was going to ask you,
Yeah,
what
it
is the
is.
minimum? I mean, the maximum.
The maximum?
that
Probably
you will
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
When you can do it as quickly as you can fill up your gas tank, then I'm on board. Or maybe just a teeny bit slower, like 10 minutes. It probably doesn't take 10 minutes to fill up your tank. But
No,
that wouldn't be,
but
that's
10
reasonable.
minutes is a reasonable time.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think to yourself, okay, I need a charge, I pull on, I got 10 minutes.
The other thing that's kind of important is that when you pull up to the charger, it
That
works.
works. Yeah. That's a, yeah.
What a concept that would be,
That
right?
is an important feature.
Yeah. I mean, nobody even uses them and they're broken down all the time. Why? Why does that happen?
I don't know.
Weird. It's just, it's just weird.
The technology is great. It's just not ready for prime time.
Yes, that's right. And we're already trying to make the switch, which shows they want catastrophe.
Yes, they do. It's almost
as if. I mean, if you were trying to destroy the country, what would you do differently? Nothing. They're doing it all perfectly right now.
Not one thing.
There's a new study, by the way, that finds natural gas is the most effective energy source, meeting the growing energy demands affordably and reliably while balancing environmental and human impact. Who saw that coming? Seriously. Wait, natural gas? A fossil fuel? The Grading the Grid study by McKinnock Center for Public Policy, a pro-free market nonprofit, and Northwood University rates natural gas, coal, petroleum, nuclear, hydroelectric, wind, solar, and geothermal generation sources on their reliability, environmental and human impact, the cost, the innovation, and the market feasibility. Natural gas, out of all of those sources, got an A grade, followed by nuclear, which got a B+. We're actually building a nuclear plant, right? We just mentioned that.
Yes.
Was it Friday?
Yep.
Yeah. We're building one, and I think we're firing up.
Yes, we're firing up another.
Where was that one?
Another one, yeah.
We're doing one in Michigan and one in I want to say Georgia, but Michigan is doing it right over here. I mean, let's be silly, ridiculous.
On the hand map, it's
right over here,
right there. Okay,
but I think the other one was in Georgia, but I don't remember.
So natural gas got an A grade. Nuclear got the B+. Wind and solar energy came in last, receiving F grades, according to the study. Natural gas, according to the study, is best suited to integrate with the intermittency inherent with wind and solar, which only produce electricity under the perfect weather conditions. Gas provides a reliable, affordable, and increasingly clean source of energy in both traditional and carbon-constrained applications. The study rated nuclear as the best of all worlds for its safety, abundance, and reliability, as well as its ability to deliver electricity without carbon emissions. The main challenges nuclear faces, according to the report, is its upfront cost and concerns about storage of nuclear waste. Yeah, where do you put the waste? Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. Hey, bring it here and just dump it. Dump it into a giant pit right next to our city. That would be great. Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that, I know. No. Everybody wants the power. No one wants that.
Yep. So the study noted that this waste has been stored at reactor sites in dry casks that withstand a direct hit by missiles traveling 600 miles per hour. Wow. The spent fuel may also be a fuel source for reactors currently under development. Coal rated high in this study for abundance, affordability, and reliability, but lost points because pollution, emissions, and carbon dioxide. With U.S. gas producers hitting record high production that drives down gas prices, the study noted, coal is facing stiff competition. It's also, we're not driving down gas prices right now.
Correct.
Sadly.
Correct.
They're going the opposite direction.
Yes, they are.
Hydroelectric got a B-, produces reliable energy without carbon emissions. The expansive nature of hydroelectric facilities make permitting new developments in the U.S. unlikely, which limits its potential to meet more demand. Yeah. And then wind and solar don't produce carbon dioxide emissions by themselves, but the study rates renewable energy low for other environmental and human impacts. And it's so expensive, and it's unreliable.
The other impact is it doesn't work.
Yeah, right. Right. Just amazing. So anyway, natural gas. Who would have thought?
I know.
Huh. Nuclear? What? Huh. Interesting. I mean, there's just no getting around it. There eventually we'll come up with some sort of source that everybody can agree on. That's reliable, that it's affordable, that's renewable, and it's not polluting the environment. And we'll all get behind that. But we just don't have that yet.
If that's even possible. I mean, even if it is even possible, because I feel I don't know. I kind of get the impression it's probably never going to happen because the climate activists, no matter what you do, are going to be banging that the end of the earth is coming because of what we do for energy.
Anything short
we're not going to go back to living in caves, although
they want us to.
Yes, they do.
They're trying. Anything short of cold fusion is going to be unacceptable to some portion of the population. Now, come up with cold fusion, and that can power everything forever.
I've been trying.
Have you?
I've been trying.
You've been working on it?
I just...
With Pons and Fleischman up at the University of Utah?
I just can't quite get it.
I love that story because I just found out that I have mineral rights underneath my house.
Right.
And I just got the full paperwork because the whole deal is closed. I have gas underneath my house. I got 2 checks in 2 days of financial gain.
Uh-huh.
And
like how much financial gain? Spit it out. How much? What are you making?
Well, I lost 3 cents on a quarter. But he made it out. I got $480 for 1 quarter, and then $520 for another quarter.
Just for gas at your house?
Just
I've got plenty of gas at my house. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
I know.
You got gas everywhere.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a whole nother story. So
it's dangerous gas. Mine is usable.
Wow.
It's just sitting down there.
And you didn't apply for it or anything?
No.
They just gave it to you?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that happening to all of us?
Well, you have to be ready. You have to look into it when you buy the property.
That is true.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
But you didn't apply.
They're separate.
No, I didn't apply for it, but I got an email saying that, hey, you have property rights.
Wow.
Get to it. I'm like, okay.
Nice. Huh. So is that in everybody's
here in
paperwork?
Here in Texas, I believe, yeah.
Oh, I got to look at that. Because I'm pretty sure I've got...
And I have
a massive oil reserve underneath my house.
I don't have acres and acres.
I'm going to tell you
like
something.
you
If they want to put an oil rig behind my house, put it up.
I've always said if you can put an oil derrick in my front yard, I don't care.
The HOA may have an issue.
Care. You got all these Californians. Oh, I don't want to look at it. 2 miles off the coast of California. Put it in my front yard. I'll find another place to live. That would be okay with me. Man. Yeah, that's pretty sweet, Chris. That's nice. When you didn't have to do anything for
absolutely
it. You're not put out at all, and you got almost $1,000 already?
That's
nice.
for half a year, though, right? So it's a couple grand a year that you're getting from the mineral rights.
Which is
still, that's better than the Swift Kick.
You need to start drilling.
Yeah, right?
Drill, baby, drill, yes.
Yep. All right. Did you know that Fast Growing Trees is the biggest online nursery in the U.S.? More than 10,000 different kinds of plants. Over 2 million happy customers, including me, right here in the U.S. You can order anything you want, virtually. Anything, like fruit trees, palm trees, evergreens, house plants, lots more, too. Whatever you're interested in, they've got it for you. They'll find the perfect fit for your space and for your climate. For instance, they're really experts, and so they're going to help you decide on what grows better in Texas or what grows better in Minnesota or anywhere in between, because that's super important. It'll get there in 1 to 2 days, along with their 30-day Alive and Thrive guarantee. They offer free plant consultation forever. I really love it. Great service people. When you call them, they can answer all your questions. It's just been a fantastic experience. This spring, they have the best deals online, up to half off selected plants and other deals. And because you're a listener and viewer to this show, you'll get an additional 15% off your first purchase when you use the offer code PAT at checkout. An additional 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com. Use the promo code PAT at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com. Offer is limited. It's valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions may apply.
Pat Gray. Join the conversation. 888-900-3393. Pat Gray Unleashed. We'll be right back.
All right, some tweets here for you. Squatching Duck tweets, I think the problem with the people figuring the distance between EV charges is that they're using the metric system and they have no idea what the distances are.
It's
a good explanation.
That's very possible.
Jeffy is a national treasure, tweets. What they don't tell you is that the car, I guess the Lucid car we were talking about, takes 3 days to charge.
I don't know that that's
wouldn't
true.
surprise me.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise. I don't know that that's true. I will say the first time I saw one, I almost followed it.
Yeah,
because I was like,
they're
wow,
good-looking cars.
Yeah,
like I said last week, I've only seen them once. I had never even heard of it till last week.
Yeah, there's and we've talked about it before, but in the city that I drive through every day, they don't allow me to be in there much longer than just driving by.
Right.
I've seen multiple Lucids.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I've only seen the one, but let's see. Clint tweets 2 things that are a certainty: broken down car chargers and broken down McDonald's ice cream machines.
That's for sure.
Yeah, happens all the time. Makes car sound tweets, professional sports teams are so absurd. You want to renovate? Then pull it from your own budget. It's not the taxpayer's responsibility. You charge them to go to the stadium already.
Oh yeah.
Greedy bastards.
But it's for the community.
Right, yeah. You're going to make all kinds of money on that, so we are entitled to taxpayer dollars? No.
I mean, they all have most of the cities have their sports authorities, and they all oversee all of that, and they just keep milking the system. And look, and most of the time,
like Kansas City is doing. Yeah, all options are on the table. We could leave. Oh, see ya. See ya. But where are they going to go? The Kansas City Chiefs? Come on, they're too ingrained there.
One would think that.
Yeah, you would think.
One would think
the support they get in Kansas City, and you're going to leave that city and go where? I just thought, okay, Amarillo. You go to Amarillo, and we can call them the Amarillo Armadillos. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Now, nobody will come to the games. You won't make any money, but you got a cool name. Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun. Funny Bunny tweets, just a reminder of the rare opportunity for parents of young children to cement their ultimate authority by threatening to block out the sun unless they clean their room. Yeah, I don't think my kids would have cared.
Mine would definitely not care. So
that's fine.
And as if you think about it, as when I was a kid.
Oh, well.
So?
Hildy Krish, I live in Soaksdale, North Carolina, and they're changing from coal plant to nuclear.
Wow.
Okay.
Awesome.
And James Miller, there are 2 new reactors at Plant Vogtle in Georgia. V-O-G-T-L-E.
Right,
Is that pronounced Vogtle? I don't know. Whatever. That's cool that nuclear is kind of making a comeback.
Yes, it is. It's about time.
Yeah.
And it's going to, look, most of these plants is going to probably take forever to get them up and running anyway. Yeah. And with new regulations, they may never open. It's just it's a sounding good thing. Oh, yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Are you?
All right. Our fearless leader, Joseph Robinette Biden, he had a big weekend. He was out doing wonderful things. But this is just a quick reminder of who this man is, this powerful, wonderful, brilliant man. Check it out.
I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community. I had a very close relationship with the Greek-American community.
Greek-American,
I am Joe Bidenopoulos. I grew up in a heavily Irish Catholic community in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and a heavily Italian, Polish community.
I like to say I got raised in the black church. He knows I'm not kidding. Persian culture is amazing. As a student of the Persian culture, I probably went to shul more than many of you. I come out of the black community. The background of my family is Irish American, not fundamentally unlike the Palestinian people. I might say raised in synagogues in my state.
Synagogues.
Everyone in town was either Polish or Italian.
Yeah.
I grew up feeling self-conscious. My name didn't end in an S-K-I. I was raised in a neighborhood
Bidenopoulos,
where I felt self-conscious. My name didn't end in O. That's kind of how I was raised, like so many
Unreal.
Americans.
He thinks he's so cute.
Of Irish heritage.
In HBCU in your home state, Mr. President.
Let me tell you, forget about it. That's right. That's where I got raised, man.
Just like rabbis, synagogues, and Jewish community centers in your hometowns, and that's the tradition I got raised. Hard-working people, the middle class, the neighborhoods I got raised in. I was raised on GM. I was raised by Danny Inouye. I was raised by a righteous Christian. I got raised on automobiles.
Wow. I mean, that's jaw-dropping. So that's who he is, all right? He really nailed it there, didn't he? He is everything to everyone.
Americana.
Wow. That's embarrassing. Come on now. I'm just embarrassed for you.
Americana.
That is crazy. Let's see. The Biden family used to be also, this is something he didn't cover in that montage, but they were watermen in Baltimore back in the mid-1800s. Oh, okay. Let's see that.
By the way, folks.
Uh-huh.
I say to my dad, they're mispronouncing Balmer. My dad and the Biden, please sit down. The Biden family goes all the way back to being watermen in this bay for a long, long time, back in the mid-1800s.
Wait, they were
what? They were watermen in this.
Okay, so he's Polish, Greek, Italian, Irish, Jewish, black.
Puerto Rican.
Persian. I hadn't heard the Persian one before.
A waterman. Now they're watermen too. What the hell's a waterman?
And he's a semi-driver, right?
A
truck driver, yeah.
Yeah. He was offered a job at Boise Cascade as a lumberjack. I mean, the guy has been everything in his life.
Goes all the way back. Our family, waterman.
Yeah, back in Baltimore. Hon. Danny Baltimore, Hunch.
That's awesome.
What is a waterman?
That's what makes...
Do you know what a waterman is?
They make sure
that there's
everything's
water?
Okay in the water. What are you talking about?
Okay, that was just stupid of me. Sorry, that was a dumb question.
Wow.
Not a joke.
I'm I don't even know what to say to this. That's incredible.
That's awesome. He makes you love him even more every day.
Doesn't he, though? Yeah, he really does. Really does.
Makes you love him even more every day.
He also got lost after the speech in Baltimore.
Of course.
Here's what happened there. Go this way. Oh, and the fake jog happened for a split second.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
It's such a habit to him now. He has to do it. Yep. He's got to show you that
the shoulder,
there's some giddy up in his go. Oh, okay. Oh, I just can't stand it.
Awesome. Plus, he was really creepy with the governor.
Yes, and we'll get to that in just a second. There's so much more here.
It's just this guy.
It's staggering. It's really hard to believe. He is worse than you could even possibly ever imagine. As bad as you can imagine a human being, he's worse. But he's got that giddy up in his step, doesn't he? Oh, yeah. Can't help it.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Thanks for joining us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter and Instagram. And it's youtube.com/Pat Gray. If you want to join us on YouTube, and you can hit the little alert button, and every time new content is posted, then you'll be alerted to that. So make sure you rate and review. It really it helps us out, helps other people find the show. Joe Biden.
The President of the United States.
Yes, the illustrious President of the United States.
Love him. He's an all-American man, all-American family.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. You talk about DEI. That guy is as diverse and equitable and inclusive of all
of it.
All backgrounds. Everybody who's ever been anything is in Joe Biden right now.
I mean, I don't think there's ever been a position, a religion, a job where he could...
That he hasn't been?
He can't say,
right.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never done that.
No, because he's done it all. He's been it all, and he's done it all. He is all-inclusive. I mean, it's... In fact, we got to play that again. Yeah, play the montage of the various backgrounds from which he hails.
The one thing, I hadn't heard
He grew up as everything.
The Persian one, I had not heard that.
Yeah,
I don't know where that came from. I don't know what happened, but
it's great, and it adds to the long list of things he is.
I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community. I had a very close relationship with the Greek American community, for real. I am Joe Bidenopoulos. I grew up in a heavily Irish Catholic community in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and a heavily Italian Polish community. When I say I got raised in the black church, he knows I'm not kidding. The Persian culture is amazing. As a student of the Persian culture, I probably went to shul more than many of you. I come out of the black community. The background of my family is Irish American, not fundamentally unlike the Palestinian people. I stay raised in a synagogue in my state. Everyone in town was either Polish or Italian. I grew up feeling self-conscious. My name didn't end in an SKI. I was raised in a neighborhood where I felt self-conscious my name didn't end in O. That's kind of how I was raised, like so many Americans of Irish heritage.
In HBCU in your home state, Mr. President.
Let me tell you, forget about it. That's right. That's where I got raised, man.
Just like rabbis, synagogues, and Jewish community centers in your hometowns, and that's the tradition I got raised. Hard-working people, the middle class, the neighborhoods I got raised in. I was raised on GM. I was raised by Danny Noe. I was raised by a righteous Christian. I got raised on automobiles.
That's just amazing.
Yeah. Everything up to and including automobiles. He was raised on them or in them or by them. Can you go back like 5 seconds before the end and see if what the preposition there was? I'm not positive on the automobile situation. On, in, or by automobiles. How was he raised there?
Neighborhoods I got raised in. I was raised on GM. I was raised by Danny Noe. I was raised by a righteous Christian. I got raised on automobiles.
Raised on. He was raised on an automobile. Okay. That must have been awkward, uncomfortable, painful at times even.
And now a waterman.
Waterman.
Family was
Add
a
to
waterman.
the list.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We got to find that truck driver one too, right?
Truck driver, lumberjack. There's been a couple that weren't included in that, but that's incredible. Awesome. What a list. Wow. Jeez. All right. So apparently he still has a thing about men's biceps too, because he did it again. We've talked about this before, his homoerotic thing where he seems to be fascinated by men and their muscles.
If it's not a little girl,
it's a man. It's a man
with muscles.
Talking about their thighs or their biceps and how they could have blocked for him and he would have been an All-American.
He would have been the All-American. The black guy would have blocked for him.
Yeah. Well, he did it again. If you can, he did it again. This is Maryland's governor, I think.
Yes.
He fills him up.
He's there doing a little meet and greet with the people that are talking about, the cleanup and what's happening.
Okay.
And the Army general is there. I'm not sure his name, but he's, looks like he's the guy in charge. And he's telling the president, well, yeah, it's easy to work with the governor because he's a military man.
Yeah.
Governor's former Army guy, too, Mr. President, so it makes it easy to work with.
I was trained well.
Yes, sir.
This guy's got guns as big as my thighs.
This guy's got guns as big as my thighs.
And everybody,
he's squeezing his biceps as he's saying, this guy's got biceps as big as my thighs. Which is a line he's used multiple times. What is the deal on that? So weird.
And even just, saying it, fine. I'll give him. This guy. This guy's jacked.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could see it once,
but to reach out. But no, my point is to reach out and then touch him.
Yeah,
it makes it easy to work with.
Yeah, he's creepy.
Well.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Look at him.
That's right.
This guy. I'm feeling him up right now. He could have blocked for me in college. I would have been an All-American.
Why are you gay?
I can't stand it. Also, somebody has rediscovered something that he said back in 1997 because we've been promising lately that Ukraine will be a NATO ally. They will be part of NATO.
We're just like it's like they want us in war with them.
And what we said was, okay, we promised that wasn't going to happen and that could lead to war with Russia. And it's not that I favor anything Russian. It's not that I love Vladimir Putin, although that's what you'll be accused of.
Absolutely,
if you bring this up. But I'm just showing that the hypocrisy and the lies from this administration. And again, here's what he said back in 1997. So it's virtually ancient history. But this is the way he used to feel about NATO countries.
I think the one place where the greatest consternation would be caused in the short term for admission, having nothing to do with the merit and preparedness of the country to come in, would be to admit the Baltic states now in terms of NATO-Russian, U.S.-Russian relations.
I see.
And
So he
if there
admits
was
it.
ever anything that was going to tip the balance, were it to be tipped
Yeah.
in terms of a vigorous and hostile reaction, I don't mean military, in Russia, it would be that.
It would be that. Huh. Wow.
Thinks he's so smart there, too.
Yeah, he does.
Like he thinks he's wise.
Although he was a different man in 1997. Holy cow.
Yeah, we all were.
That's not even like the same person, though. That's amazing. Jeez. And again, you know, Baltic states, let alone Ukraine, which we said was off limits a long time ago. And they've gone beyond all of that. They don't care about any of it anymore. Just incredible. I mean,
it is.
It just doesn't matter. You point these things out, and they continue to lie in your face about it. No, we never said that. No, we just played it. No, we didn't say that. I didn't say that. I don't know.
That's not the same thing.
It's not the same.
Kirby's. We talked about. We showed Kirby on Friday. He wants his cake and eating it too. And he did the same thing over the weekend as well. I mean, he was on with McCallum, I think, on Fox News, and she was like, "Hey, you know this whole Israel thing, and it's it's kind of like what you guys did in Afghanistan. What you guys did? Oh no, it's not the same.
Really? How's it different?
Kind of is. Well, he tells us.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we all have seen over the course of history that when war is provoked by an aggressor, the retaliation sadly ends up with tens of thousands of people killed in many cases. When we left Afghanistan, we had a similar tragic Hellfire missile attack that landed and killed 10 people. A man who was carrying water, bringing water as part of the humanitarian aid. And at that point, when you were asked, what are we going to do about that? Who's accountable for that? This is what you said, John.
None of their recommendations dealt specifically with issues of accountability. So I do not anticipate there being issues of personal accountability to be had with respect to the August 29th airstrike.
So there were 7 children that were killed by that U.S. Hellfire missile. No accountability, you said, was part of the plan. So why is this so different than what we did there?
Well, look, these are events that happened 3 years apart, 2 different geographic locations, 2 different countries.
What the hell does that matter? It happened 3 years apart.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 3 years ago. We've completely forgotten about that now. That's ancient history. We don't talk about things that happened 3 years ago anymore.
Actually, they do. Forever.
Yeah, they do. All right, let's see the rest. Jeez.
Been 3 years apart, 2 different geographic locations, 2 different countries, 2 different sets of circumstances, 2 different types of threat that were being evaluated, and completely 2 different militaries that were involved with 2 different chains of command. So I think we got to be careful comparing both events too closely. We too had an independent investigation, Martha, of that incident. And that independent investigator found that there was no need for personal accountability to be had, but did find that the U.S. military needed to make some systemic changes, procedural changes in how we looked at intelligence and acted on that intelligence. The Israelis, similarly, have said the same thing about this event this week with the WCK strike, that they're going to make some systemic changes. Now we're glad to hear that, and we're going to be watching to see what those changes are and how they can put them into effect. But these are 2 different events.
They're not that different, though, John.
Yeah, no, they're not.
I understand that
they're not.
Outcome.
They're not different at all.
But why? So this was a trigger moment, it appears, for the White House, because obviously that the momentum has been building to take a harder line against Israel and their tactics. But this was the event that really pushed things over the edge. And so why is it so different in terms of what Israel carried out in the midst of war? Because that's
Israel.
Yeah. And these aid workers, and my heart breaks for them as it does for the 7 children who were with this man underneath this Hellfire missile.
Indeed.
But the aid workers know that they are in a war zone and that they are taking a tremendous risk at risk of their own safety.
Yeah, well, first, again, 2 different incidents. I understand that there's similarities here, but it would be, I think, imprudent to try to compare 2 things that happened 3 years apart in 2 different conflicts. That said,
No,
the Israelis
really
have
not.
said that they made a mistake here. They have come clean about what happened, and we're going to be looking at their report.
Which is much better than what we did.
Yes.
He still won't admit any wrongdoing there. That's incredible. That is incredible to watch these guys just deny reality every single time they're called on it.
I know.
Oh, my gosh. That is amazing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You wouldn't believe it unless you saw it. Again, to compare things that happened 3 years apart in two different places. Really? That's your big difference? Okay, it happened 3 years apart and a different military.
And different people.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right.
It was all different.
Yeah, I guess there's no similarity there whatsoever. Absolutely astounding. How do you deal with people like that?
I don't know.
There's just no way to. There just really isn't. All right. Just like it was during the pandemic, today we're facing drug and medical supply shortages here in the United States. As of March, there are more than 200 drug shortages here. And it looks like that's going to get worse before it gets any better at all. Health experts have pointed to shortages, domestic production, the drug supply chain, the Security Act as trends to watch this year. You wouldn't think things like this would happen in the United States, but here we are, and we've been seeing it for the last few years. That's why you should have the Jase case. It is a case that comes just like this with 5 different antibiotics that you can use, and you're all set in any sort of drug shortage supply, any kind of an emergency you find yourself in, or maybe you're just out of town and you're away from your doctor and your pharmacy, and you just happen to have a convenient supply of antibiotics. You can also get add-ons like ivermectin. It's awesome. Go to jasemedical.com and check it out today. Use the promo code PAT at checkout, and you will get a nice discount on your order. Promo code PAT at jasemedical.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Did you see that Super 8 motels are charging a little bit more for their hotels than they normally do because of the eclipse? And so a lot of people are they're booking hotels in the path of totality. And I guess a night's stay at a Super 8, they're called Super 8 because it used to be $8 to stay there for the night. Yeah. Motel 6 was called Motel 6 because it was $6.
I didn't know that.
Well, Motel 6, I mean, they leave the light on for you.
They do. And that's why they had to raise their price, because the lights are on all the time and their electric bill was going up.
Well,
apparently somebody worked for Montana Power, like my dad used to scream at the house. You're working for Montana Power? No, I'm 8, Dad. I don't have a job anywhere quite yet. So... But, yeah, Super 8 has gone up in price just a tad, and especially for this Eclipse event. It went from $95 a night to $949
What?
a night. Yeah, 10 times the price.
Now, look, I'm okay with that, personally. I mean, I'm okay with that.
If you can get it.
If you can't,
I guess.
If you're not going to, you wanted to be in the path, we're in the path. You want to stay here? Pay me the $900. If not, move on with your life. But isn't that price gouging in our world?
You bet it's price gouging. Yes.
Isn't that excess price? I mean, that's supposed to be unheard of. We can't do that.
45% of the Super 8s within 25 miles of the center path of totality that still had vacancies were listing rooms for at least double, and in some cases, like this place in Illinois, Grayville, Illinois, they wanted 10 times the price. $949 a night at a Super 8? Come on. Now, it's their right to do, right? We're all capitalists.
I think so, too.
So if you want to do that, go ahead. It's going to affect my opinion of Super 8s from, of course, not like I'm staying at Super 8s on a regular basis anyway. But if I were driving past a Super 8 and I needed a place to stay, I'm not going there because you raised your price 10 times. But that is a factor of capitalism as well. I can choose where to spend my money.
Let me ask you a question, Pat.
Ask me.
Has there ever in your life And I don't know the answer to this, so you know what? I'm not supposed to ask questions I don't know the answer to. Is there ever once in your life have you passed a Super 8 and said, "Oh, we should have stopped there and stayed there"?
Yes, probably. When
Yes,
it was
probably.
very much
I'd like
younger,
to have an example
or maybe
of
with
that.
my parents, there might have been a time when a Super 8.
I don't want to besmirch your parents,
was
but I
okay.
think that's a lie too.
I mean, those days have passed, certainly. But
I mean, I'm not. I got nothing against Super 8.
more expensive hotels in large cities are also seeing a little bit of a spike. The Ritz-Carlton here in Dallas, they're currently listing a 2-night stay at $7,600.
We're not price gouging because it's a 2-night stay.
It's a 2-night stay. Come on.
We don't rent just one room for a night. What are you, crazy?
Next week, the price for a 2-night stay will be $1,329. Right now, it's $7,600.
Is that less or more, or the same?
Yeah, it's a little bit less next week. But again, capitalism.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But obviously, in our price gouging world, that isn't going to be an issue.
Yes,
that's going to be an issue.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so bad right now. The powers that be in this country, the government, is so bad. I wouldn't be surprised to see them charge somebody with price gouging.
Oh, absolutely.
And fine them.
Here
or
in Texas, they will.
Put them on trial for it.
They will. Guarantee here in Texas they will, and especially since we're doing news stories, and right now they feel like they're happy to telling you that, oh yeah, it's the Eclipse. Of course we're charging 8 times more than we normally do.
Yeah.
They absolutely will be
they could be
trouble
charged
over that. Yes.
I wouldn't even advertise this
I would not either.
because
That's what I'm saying.
You're inviting charges to be brought
Yes, you are.
against you. Especially in a place like Illinois. Are you kidding me? No, thank you. Shh, keep that really, really quiet.
And I believe it. I mean, we've done it in Texas for through the storms and stuff. I would not be surprised to see it here in Texas either.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I would not either.
I guess Airbnb did not get that memo because right now I could get you into an entire apartment complex for $118 a night.
Wow.
Yeah,
tonight?
In the path?
Downtown, in the path, literally downtown Dallas for $118.
That's really good.
Or $146. Or if you want to go right here next to where we are right now, $58.
$58. Wow.
Yeah. Well,
that's a slightly better deal than the Super 8 in Illinois.
That's my point.
Yeah.
If okay, charge what you want. It's up to me to make the choice. Yes or no.
Right.
Our leaders, our tremendous leaders in office, they don't feel that way.
No, they do not. No, they really don't.
Capitalism is bad, and we hate capitalism. I mean, we love it, of course. I don't. I'm all for capitalism.
But we just can't have it getting out of control like this. This is just ridiculous.
Right.
This is extreme. So
we can't have that.
Yeah. Did you see that there was a big theft? There was a big heist in Los Angeles.
Well, because I'm
on Easter Sunday. Yeah. They got away with $30 million.
That's what they claim.
That's what who claims?
That's what the reports are. They don't. They do not know.
Why do you not believe that?
I'm just saying. I'll tell you why.
Okay, tell me why.
If I'm Garda World, and
which is where the money was stolen,
right in Sylmar, California, just outside of L.A.
They're like a Brinks operation or something.
Yes.
They pick up money from grocery stores and convenience stores and store it there.
This was a holding area,
and the thieves went in through the roof and didn't set off any alarms.
One report said they went in through the roof. Other reports said that they went in through that. Then they came out through that. They're because that shot right there is the only shot with the bags and stuff out of it. Most of the other shots are that hole being boarded up. But they're reporting that it could possibly have been $30 million. So that's what everybody is reporting.
It's a lot of money to get away with. And they said they got away clean. There's like no clues as to who did this.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I love it.
That's your next movie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. They said it's like you were a gymnast. By the time you're world quality, you've already done a lot of work. So they're saying that these are world-class thieves, and so they've done this a lot, and they know what they're doing. and they compared it to some of the other massive heists in Los Angeles, robberies, including one just 2 years ago, where the thieves made off with up to $100 million in jewels and other valuables from an armored big rig that was traveling from a gem show.
They have not caught
that is still unsolved.
Yeah, they have not caught those people yet.
2 years ago, they got off with $100 million. And if I might announce and remind you of other giant Los Angeles thefts, how about the $100 million heist from that vault in Beverly Hills that the FBI pulled off? How about that heist? Where they got off, they got out of there with $100 million
We
worth
know
of
who did
cash
that.
and jewels. We know who
We
did
know
that.
the criminals of that.
But they've still not been brought to justice.
No, they have not.
The FBI pulled that one off. And
Broad daylight.
Broad daylight. Yep.
Broad daylight.
Yep. And nothing
It's like they were
has ever been
gymnasts
done.
who've been practicing for years.
That's right. And they keep doing this all over the country.
Yes, they do.
These are the biggest professional thieves on the face of the earth right now. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI. All right, we will see you on Overtime and then back here tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.